Hey guys, my name's Casey. Welcome to Creative Live's Creative Photography Challenge. For today's challenge, I'm bringing you double exposure. If you don't know what a double exposure looks like, it looks like this. And what it is two images combined into one. Now, there are three components that make up a good double exposure image. One is the subject, two is background, and three is the post-processing to put those two images together. We need a camera, your lens, a subject, and a background. It's really bright out here, so we're gonna shoot this at an ISO of 100 with a shutter speed of probably 25 hundredths of a second. And for an aperture, I'm gonna go at 2.2. Now, for our first image, we are going to use a subject, and that's going to be a person. It's gonna be Justin over here. Now, the way that I want Justin to be lit for this is with shadow in front. The background is gonna be as blown out as I possibly can get it. Cool. It's just nice, blown out sky. Let's move on to image number two. I'm here on the roof, a little higher than we were before, and we're able to see the entire city. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this picture, and I'm looking for tall buildings, I'm looking for something that stands out and will really be able to fill in the neckline as well as the head of Justin. That's perfect. I think we got the image that we wanna work with. Let's bring it back to Photoshop. Okay, so we're back and I brought my images into Lightroom, which is where I start all of my editing process. I'm gonna right click and say Edit In, and edit in Adobe Photoshop CC. And I'll bring up both of my images, and both of the image of Justin as well as the image of the cityscape. So I'll go ahead and I'll move back to the image of Justin. Now, using my quick selection tool, I'm just gonna make a quick selection of Justin. Actually, I'm gonna do it of the sky around him. Here we go. It's because I started selecting with the sky. Invert my selection by hitting Command-Shift-I, and there we go. Now that it's selected, I'll go to Edit, and I'm gonna click Define Brush Preset. And what that does is it actually takes Justin's face and creates a brush from it itself. So now that I've got that image of Justin, I can actually just move over to my cityscape. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new layer. I'm gonna unlock the background and move this layer below the cityscape. I'm gonna take the Fill tool, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint that background completely white. Select the cityscape, go to Layer Mask. Now when you go to Layer Mask, you have to open Properties, and this is sort of the trick. Click Invert, and it will turn your image completely white, but that's what we want. So now that I'll select my brush tool, and that'll bring up the selection of Justin's face. I'm gonna go ahead and click once. So now you can see Justin, and that's the sky. I'm gonna unlink the cityscape and the layer mask so that I can move the cityscape around without moving the layer mask itself. And what this does is this allows me to get other parts of the image into frame where I actually want them to be. But we're not done with the cityscape yet. I'm gonna select Edit, move down to Transform, pick Scale, and this will let me make this image much bigger. Zoom out a little bit, make this bigger, and make those buildings really stand out. So I'm gonna go to Edit, Transform one more time. We're actually gonna rotate it counterclockwise. And what this is gonna do is gonna look like the buildings are kind of popping out of Justin's face. Let's zoom back in so we can see. So they're kind of coming out of Justin's face, but I think this is where I wanna end up. There we go. I think that's pretty cool. Now here's sort of the final trick. We're gonna go ahead and crop in just a little. I'm gonna crop in even farther so that the top of his head and the bottom of his neck are just a little cut off. There we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and move back to the layer mask, select a different brush tool than his face. I'm gonna paint the rest of this image in the back. Take away the saturation because I like black and white images. And I would also add a curves layer to really just pump up that contrast. Now from here, you can just save it again, and once it's done saving, it will actually move itself back into Lightroom so that you can view it there. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and if you'd like a more in-depth explanation, check out Aaron Nace's Creating Double Exposures in Photoshop on Creative Live. So go out there, take some photos, and share them on Instagram with the hashtag CreativePhotoChallenge. Check out creativelive.com/CPC to get more challenges delivered directly to your inbox.